Alright there everyone, welcome to Regit forgets entirely what he was supposed to do for the entirety of the day. I was supposed to wake up this morning and do a bit of facing danger to complete my mission and get a few more cat tickets. Forgot to do that, just about missed out on the event. Then later on I thought at 6 o'clock I must head over to the new Merciless XP stage to record a video on it. I end up watching the news and forget about that. But fear not, I still remember the general thoughts on the occasion, and the XP Coliseum is on, which I think will provide at least some explanation as to my point, and a lot of other people's points, that it wasn't really that merciless. So, in this update, they introduced Merciless difficulty, a difficulty which is supposed to terrify you, shake you to the very bone, and make you shooketh, because it is harder than Deadly. Deadly, the difficulty full of such difficult levels like facing danger. I joke, but, you know, no Plan A was Deadly, which is very difficult for a long time until we got things like Ramen and Gift of Cats. Still, I couldn't do it anyway because my timings are awful. Then we had things like Parade of the Dead, Realm of Carnage was very difficult until we got iCat. Then we had the Queen Bee one, Queen's Coronation, whatever that was called. That one was quite difficult as well. The thing is that Deadly levels were pretty deadly until we got sort of power creep for them. But what Ponos seemed to have done with Merciless difficulty is actually implemented a level after power creep has made it quite easy to be able to do it. Because we have Bombercat, which they introduced and which is integral to the level. Any strategy you see, or any strategy I've seen anyway, uses Bombercat because it's got Razorbacks and you want to freeze them. And the concept of the level is lots and lots of black enemies, Razorbacks and Tackies, which are just disgusting, horrible things. But people found that because of the enemy limit, if you didn't kill too many enemies, the Tackies wouldn't come out until you'd killed the Razorbacks anyway. And then the level was quite easy. Easy to a point where even I managed to do it. So it does leave us asking the question, why was it Merciless difficulty? I feel like Ponos has had a little bit of a misfire with that level, and I hope that some people will agree with me. I mean, I know I am me, so people will be inclined to disagree, but I feel like if they're going to make Merciless a difficulty, as much as I like easy levels, they should make it more difficult. So this is the strat that I made for it. I mean, I say I looked at a video on it and slightly modified it. So the thing with Jizo having it around is that you're not actually supposed to use it that much. It's the thing with killing too many enemies and Tackies coming out, but if you use Jizo in moderation, it's very useful. Now, most people just have the gross combo, which is Macho Leg Cat, Manic Macho Legs, and Creep Mallow, and that allows you to perma-freeze Razorbacks with your Bombercat so they don't attack you. But to give me more peace of mind and insurance, I also added Catalanton, which gives you another freeze combo, which is a small on top of the medium one you've already got, and that gave me a very good range for being able to stop a lot of enemies and gave me a much better peace of mind. People will disagree and say it's not necessary, but I found in my runs when I got rid of Catalanton, it actually became a lot more difficult for me. So that's the strat I used. Of course, there are Professor Cat jobs naturally there to increase XP yield, and I think now it is time to try and take this to Tempered in Flame, the XP Coliseum, the deadly one. Now I'm going to put my XP up on and a treasure radar so I can get those lovely drop rewards, because the XP event with Merciless XP ends today, which is why I would have really liked to actually record the level, but again I forgot. We're going to try this instead and see how it actually stacks up. Now, of course, it is a completely different level. This one has bun-buns in it instead of Razorbacks, so whether we'll be able to translate our same success, I don't know, because quite frankly, Megaphrodite was very useful on here. But I think the point that I'm trying to prove, even though there are differences in what the strat will be good against, is that the deadly level does actually, you know, have a similar or even higher plane of difficulty to the Merciless stage. And I think Ponos, this is coming from me, of all people, should have made it more difficult. Right, freeze combo work. Look at that. The bun is frozen. Look at the length of time we're freezing for. It's beautiful. I mean, of course, it's a perma-freeze because I've got all the combos on. But it's just glorious to see. They're not moving. Now, the main thing about this strategy is doing enough damage. If you don't do enough damage in time, Tackies come and destroy your whole life. That or Kurosawa destroys your whole life if you get too near. But the point is, we got Jizo, so we should be fine. But again, with this level, we've got 3 Bun-Buns and Kurosawa bearing down on us. In Merciless XP, we have 3 Razorbacks bearing down on us. Admittedly, Razorbacks are fast and terrifying, but the fact that we can permafreeze them and avoid Takis coming out makes it a lot like this level. The objective in this level, essentially, is to kill the Bun-Buns before the Takis come out, or at least at the same sort of time, so you don't get absolutely destroyed by them. It really is the same level, just with a substitution. But the thing is, with this level, things come out a lot faster. The Bun-Buns come out of their own accord, but in the Merciless XP, the Taste of Success stage, you can sort of dictate when you start the level, really. There's some initial enemies which help you build up your worker cat. No such thing here. You can argue that at least the start of the level is more difficult. And there's no way to get out the Takis. They are here. I would dare say this is more difficult than the Merciless XP stage. I mean, luckily for me, seeing as I've invested 500 energy and 2 items into this, we did kill 1 Bun-Bun. Whether we can kill the rest, I don't know. I flipping hope so, because there's nothing much more I can do. I've maxed my worker cat out now, so it's time for some careful money conservation, and hopefully we can actually do it. And there we go, the Bun-Buns are gone, so now we just have Takis, which is a relatively simple thing, but I say that at the same time as having Kurosawa behind these Takis, which actually does make it quite difficult. Our main force of attack is genuinely going to be meat shields, because they can walk up close to Takis. But then again, Kurosawa's going to kill them eventually, so what we need is hits from legs now and then, and that is a frozen Taki spike. Well, oh well. This might take a little while. Again, possibly, arguably, a longer while than in the Merciless stage. Now the Takis are gone eventually, I feel personally it's quite plain to see that this level is very similar to the Merciless one. I really don't feel like Taste of Success deserved a difficulty grade above this one, and I think when Ponos next introduces a Merciless level, they're going to have to make it a lot more difficult. Because, I mean, if I can do it in the same evening that I started it, it's not really that merciless. No Plan A in Parade of the Dead took an incredibly long time for me to finally complete. That was quite straightforward. Admittedly, I had Jizo carry, but I myself managed to do it. But what do you think? I'm going to leave this up to you now. I guess this is sort of a discussion of a video. What do you think about the introduction of the Merciless difficulty? Ought Ponos have made it more merciless? I feel like they should have. I think for the amount of XP you can get from that stage, which is almost 3 million if you get all the rewards and the Professor Cat jobs and all of that, they ought to have made it as merciless as the difficulty level would describe. But what do you think? I could drag this video out to 10 minutes describing the various opinions that people could have, but you know what? I'm feeling ethical, so I'm going to end the video here, and there shall therefore be no mid-roll ads. I hope you enjoyed.